Hey guys, Zoose here. So this is one of the first times I'm trying this out. Now this is going to be a post commentary, so everything I'm talking about now in the game has already happened. But this is a really good game, especially if you're bronze, silver, gold, or even plat. And you have games like this all the time where a few lanes lose, especially if you're a jungler, where lanes are losing, you have a lot of pressure. And, you know, people are starting to get really toxic. And this is what I wanted to show this game. So I'm going to quickly show you guys the runes, some of the spells, build path, and even your, level ordering. And I've checked a lot of sites, a lot of different players, pro builds, everything. And I've kind of put the best at what I think is pretty much the average best of all those together. So I guess I can put a few variations just in case there are a few different matchups. But all that will be placed ahead like a cheat sheet. So if you just quickly want to look at the video and you don't really want to go into depth for the full 40 minutes, it's a long game, there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot of information in it, but if you just want a quick cheat sheet, that's already there. Before the game starts, I'm going to say, I do want to try this out, this post commentary. I'm also going to try a, I guess in time commentary where I commentate while playing, and it's going to be a different experience. Obviously, I'm going to talk about what I'm thinking about right in game, right in the moment. Now, this is, I can still talk about what I was thinking about and how I was playing because it's just fresh, and this was literally just like 5 minutes ago that I played this. But it's not the same experience. It's much more thought out. I've had more time to think about it, and we can just start talking about it because I'm pretty much going to leash here. I'm getting a leash actually, and you usually get a leash on blue. Just quickly want to Q, and then as the... Luckily that Rakan actually tanked a bit for me. It gives me a nice leash there. I just want to get that E next. I mean that W. So get the W, you got to wait a little bit. But it makes all that difference. That W really allows her to get so much damage as well as charm the enemy or the monster. And you just won't take as much damage. Now, as a jungler, what I've noticed is being really map aware is probably one of the best skills you can get from this. And this will transfer to all lanes. So just being a jungler has allowed me to just be more map aware. As you can see, I'm scanning the map, which is not something I usually do. But as I'm walking, there's nothing else to do, so might as well scan the map. It's really important if you're jungling. And, if you're going to waste time just walking, or even if you're autoing, you got to stay still. Some champions like Warwick, for example, you just stay still most of the time. And you might as well just be scanning the map. Now with this, I have to hit a skill shot. And because I'm still kind of new on Eve, I can just Q. Hit that Q. It's a skill shot, but once you're up close, it's really easy to hit. And that's it. Now I'm ready to gank this guy. Now it's usually important to give it a few little pings before you go. Now what I'm really worried about is J4. I don't know how fast he cleared. I don't know where he is. I checked that. He's mid. I see him mid, so I'm just gonna go for this. It's 100% on. I thought I actually got my W off. And then when he's really close, I'm staying quite far behind him, the Gnar, right before I went in, just in case he was going to flash, but he actually decides not to flash, and neither do I, so everything's okay. Clean kill. In terms of who to give the kill to, when it's things like that, I'd say just always try and take the kills. Don't purposely KS, but just do enough damage, as much output of damage as possible. And then we're going to just keep clearing with this. It's important that you're constantly, this is something else with jungling, it's like, you've got to be constantly doing something, whether it's warding for your team, whether it's ganking, whether it's clearing jungle, whether it's counter jungling, whether it's taking objectives. There is so much to do, and I miss a Q there, by the way. Shouldn't miss those Qs, pretty easy to hit, but sometimes I may be, just hurrying up, like that was almost done, so it's not too bad. So just want to get the first item, which is pretty much the slow smite sort of item. This is really good for someone like Eve, especially once you hit your W and you're coming in from the side or behind. You can get that slow and just hit that Q. It's pretty much guaranteed Q. And there is a lot of timing with this champion. I've noticed that if you kind of spook them out with W, if they're going to already die, you can just go in and kill them. Sometimes you don't even need to hit W because it does spook them. Remember that once you hit that W, they're going to know. So over here, I've noticed that J4's taken my, he's taken my cam, which is not good. And he's taken my scuttle. Well, it's nobody's scuttle really, but he's taken it too. And this doesn't put me in a good position. I'm kind of rushing now. I want to gank mid now. Ahri's taken so much damage. And this is really important for when you're ganking. You should always make sure they're full HP. Or at least close to full. And as you can see, even, I think with me and Ahri, we could have definitely killed him. But so this guy actually decides to go in on me. And then the heal comes out. So this is where I know I have to flash. So I held my flash just a little bit. I saw the Q coming and I was just close enough to the wall to jump over it. Now here I want to actually kill this Jarvan. And I make sure not to get hit by that. I knew he was going for that scrying orb. So I just stand back. And I want to get him here. As soon as I see him go for these, I thought he was actually going to go for them. He doesn't. He goes for the kill, which is super risky. Can't believe he actually went for that. And just like that, everything is just so close and yet so far away. And they have that water too, so as you can see, this is a really, really tough game. Ahri is constantly low every time I try to gank. Now remember, this is bronze to silver elo. This account is like bronze 1, and the players are around mid-silver. And I've even seen some gold in some of my games, so it varies between this elo, and you never know what you're going to get. That's something I've realized. Sometimes players are really good, others they're just... It's like they're playing League for the first time, so I really don't know what I'm going to get, which puts me in a good mentality where I have to only rely on myself, and this is something you guys should do as well, where you constantly rely on yourself. Now, you can always give a red buff or a blue buff, or give someone farm if you don't have to take every single thing, but it does get to a point where you're going to have to rely on yourself more and more every game. So every lane is kind of going bad, except for top, I guess, and that's just an even lane at this point. Everywhere I go is pretty much terror. I try to gank mid, and as you could see before, Ahri was like 20 to 25% health. I still was able to chunk Ziggs for so much damage, but it just wasn't enough. Now I could push this, but I decided not to. I actually try to be a good team player here and leave that wave so it freezes right next to the tower so they can safely farm. Hopefully, instead of ganking, that's kind of helping her out a bit. If I would just take that wave and push it, it could, even if it freezes like around the mid area, she's gonna have a tough time farming, especially if they're behind. So it's a really rough start. This is actually really good, in my opinion, to learn from, because you're gonna have these starts. This is the reality of games that you're in, and there's no point me showing you perfect games where everything's clean, there's no mistakes. I go 20-0 and the game finishes in 15 minutes. It's just not as realistic as this game, where things are messy. Lanes are pretty much losing, bot lane's losing, mid lane's losing, and their jungler's doing okay too. He's kind of, I'd say he's just ahead just because he was able to counter jungle me and take advantage of his, I guess, stronger lane. Now, I'm going to take this blue. Definitely don't want to give it to Ahri. She has not proven or deserved it at all. If she was 5-0 and just warding around the map and doing everything she could and roaming, I'd give it to her. She would deserve it, but I cannot rely on her. I need to rely on myself, and I need a level as well. So over here, I'm really struggling for levels because my camps are taken as well. It's a tough game, so it's definitely going to be something where you just have to keep mentally positive. This will happen to you guys so many times, and one of the best things you can do is just train your mental game, and it is probably one of the best things where even pros will lose mental. So I try to go for a gank here. I want to get the gank bot. Again, it's not looking good. I try and come in through here, and look what happens. There's a pink right there. If Jarvan comes on me, I'm pretty sure I'm dead, and he gets level 6, so as soon as I see he's level 6, I need to run. I need to get the hell out of there. I have no flash. I cannot one-shot him. I see him running around for there, so I have to go the other way. There's no way I can walk right through that river again. And just having a bit of map awareness, having a bit of wards. Remember, that is my pink too, so kind of saves me. And I'm able to just get away from this. Bad situation. Everyone dies around me. Even if I was there fast enough, I could have actually died as well, because it seems like they've got the advantage at this point. Now, Ahri's going to get out of this one. She's fine. So she survives that. Jarvan going in on the Ahri was a bit weird. But I've seen weirder things in this game. This is one of those... you really do question things when you watch games like this. Okay, so now here I ask for help. Now, something else that's really important is toxic players. You've seen them all. Maybe you've been one yourself. I know I have been in the past. But it's something you definitely want to ignore at all costs. Now, I pinged to help at red because there's not many places he could be going. Now, there's that. Now, after this, he's going to take the blame on me, which is fine, because you'll see this yourself. Now, there's not much I could do there. If he wanted me to go win, that's fine. But there's nothing else I could do. If he wants me to die, that's obviously not a good idea either. And as you can tell, I'm really behind. 9 minutes and I'm still level 5. Again, this is going to happen. I'm trying my best everywhere to try and help. I'm not taking farm. I'm trying to be a good teammate, and things are going real bad, real fast. Able to get 6 here finally, and this is when you've got to start making plays with Eve. Someone like Eve, when her R is up, you got to start taking that advantage. And then I decide to go on this guy. I say fuck it. Instead of going for Ziggs, why not just go for the J4? I do a lot of damage here. And I actually altered backwards because if I wasn't enough damage, I'd still follow him through. So that worked out really well. That was actually, I think, a very clean fight from me. I knew that he already used ult on Ahri, so it was pretty much taking advantage of what he was weak at, which was using an ult for that fight. And finally, I'm coming back. Just with that, I'm already back. I feel really good there. Because of that extra experience, I'm able to 1v1 him. I see my strength. And here, I constantly try and help this game. I'm constantly on this back foot where I'm trying to react as fast as possible. and people just simply die every single time. It's frustrating, and I know you guys have been through this, so this is why I call this the perfect game to learn from. So as you can see, lanes are still losing pretty bad. No matter where I look, things are going bad. Nothing's really like, oh, this guy's, he's got my back. I can't really say that about anyone on this team. I cannot really look at him and say, hey, if I go bad, if anything goes bad, I can rely on this dude. It's pretty much up to me at this point, and I don't even bother going for Ezreal because of his dash. And I get the safe kill on Brand, and just secure it because I just need anything at this point. Any few small kills. So as I go into stealth, I actually start healing, so I can come back in for this fight. My W wasn't up, and I can't wait too long. I can't just be like running around waiting for my W while the tower goes down. So here it's really messy. I think I could kill this Jarvan, but he ends up flashing for me anyway. So again, pretty messy. Now I didn't want to look anymore because this was just too hard to look at. Like I could tell that these two are just gonna run away. I don't know what happened, but Xayah ends up getting 2 of these kills. I guess I should have kept looking. She ends up getting 2 kills. So I was actually worth dying for in a sense where I didn't plan for them. Obviously, I didn't plan for myself to die and her to get 2 kills. It was a pretty messy fight, but that Ezreal just needs to die. Those 2 players especially needed to die. So it's one of those messy games. It gets messier too. So this is definitely something to learn from. And as you can see, pretty much the only person doing well is the GP at top. So hopefully he keeps going like this. I can't remember how well he did. I don't think he ended up carrying. My mind is in a blur right now because I'm still in adrenaline rush from this game. Games like this is it's pretty good when you can just hold in mentally. If I didn't keep mental strength till the end, I would have just let this game go. And that's something that I realized halfway through, that it's so important. As I mentioned before, keeping that mental strength is and as you can see, games are gonna get really, teammates are gonna get really toxic at this point. Okay, so we're going to get some secure kills now. Now I'm just going to be in constant roaming and ganking mode. I do not care about anything. So this guy flashes. I'm able to get the R. Just want to secure kills. Brand doesn't have flash now. Now this is something where in every other elo, I think above gold, they would have understood what I was trying to do. So you clearly push the wave, and I'm pinging them to push the minions. But Rakan just jumps in. I have no idea what I can do with that. I'm clearly not close. So this is what I mean, but I just don't know what to expect. Like, something that's so obviously done in gold, above gold, I'd say. I guess they just don't get it. Like, so the best opportunity, or the best thing you want to do there, is to push the wave, minion wave, into the tower and just dive Ezreal. Instead, the Rakan goes in like that, and I'm not even close enough to react to that. So, and then he takes all that damage, and the wave is not pushed. So, just really awkward. These situations happen all the time, and that's why I realized, pretty early into this game, that I cannot rely on anyone. Take the blue again, not giving it to Ahri. She's, again, unless people really prove it, I really recommend you guys taking the buffs at all costs. Now, I want to do damage to this guy, but this guy just gets away. Now, I could have gone for it. Now, if she went in, I actually could have done that. I actually could have killed him. So that's the worst comment I've pretty much said all game, which is go, man. Now, I've said that because every single time I've come mid, she just seems to struggle to do anything, this Ahri, and it can be frustrating. So I need her to take some risks. If she's going to be 0 and 2 and not really contribute much and kind of just keep dying, I need her to help at least 1 point. Or at least take a risk. She's got 3 dashes. And that's why, but I would still not recommend saying anything. And then she dies anyway, which is really frustrating, but I'm able to get this kill and salvage something. But that's what I mean. Imagine if I had given her the blue. It would have been one of those games. Now, not trying to be super negative, but it's going to happen to you too. You're going to have these laners where they're not contributing to the team. They're the cause of the deaths of the team, and it seems like even if you try to help them, you put yourself in a worse position, which kind of felt like that to me. So, needed to. Now, this GP as well will be pretty toxic throughout the game, and I'm not going to actually mute anyone and leave the all chat on, because it's something that you guys are going to experience as well. So I want to make it as real as authentic. My advice, and if I was really trying to carry and I had money on this game, just let me quickly commentate on this fight. So that I just really scared that Ezreal's really strong at this point, and as you could see, I couldn't kill him with all my burst, and I was already low health, so I just needed to run. As long as I survive, it's okay. You don't always have to go all in. If you can survive by getting out somehow and just survive again, you'll be fine. But yeah, as I was saying before, It's really important that you kind of keep your mental there. Someone like this GP is he's gonna get really toxic throughout the game, and this is gonna happen in your games. Now, what I would recommend is muting. One of the best options. You can focus on your game, and it's really important. I cannot emphasize it enough. Now, here is a bit weird too. I get stuck in this wall. I don't understand what's happening. I'm trying to walk around, and it takes me, I don't know, about good 3 to 5 seconds just not to move and just kind of get glitched in there. So this GP is the classic spam pinging, constantly toxic in chat, putting other people down. That's what really got to me, actually. Now, because I'm smurfing, I don't really care too much. I'm kind of learning this champ. I'm kind of learning EVELYNN, and she's really fun. From what I've experienced, she seems really strong too. I would definitely recommend her as a stronger pick right now. And so I'm not really focused on who's toxic or my team being bad or anything like that. This is my mental in game, of course. But you're gonna find games where people are gonna put you down. Now here it gets really messy. Now I try to wait for that W. I don't know what Zaya is doing. It feels like she's not doing any damage. I guess she wasn't ready. I was just expecting more damage, and it felt like I was just running into 2 people, and Zaya wasn't doing anything. Now I guess she wasn't close enough. I was waiting for her to press something. She didn't have. Oh, I guess so. So these are really bad situations. And I think that Ezreal was AFK. That Ezreal wasn't even doing damage to me. I was trying to kill the Brand. That was the most awkward thing I've ever seen. I'm trying to kill Brand. That Zaya is like trying to follow me. I don't know why she's not pressing Q, or she didn't have ult, so that was my bad, I guess. And it just got really messy really fast. So that's going to happen too. And this is probably the point where I started tilting a little bit. I'm forcing really bad fights. I'm not making smart decisions. But it feels like there's no hope. People are just arguing too. So I guess Zaya was doing well too at that point. It feels weird because I guess that loss of the tower really early on kind of puts you behind as a team, just because of the map pressure that you lose. So I'm gonna go for a kill on this Ziggs, and he does a nice satchel there. That's why I keep saying to you guys, I don't know what to expect. I don't know if they're bad where I can just walk up to them. Half the times I can, other times I just cannot do anything. So I'm able to hit most of my combo there, and I just take so much damage from that Ziggs ult. I'm pretty sure that was a center, so cannot go back in until my stealth goes back up, and hopefully I can just get some health back. So I try and take this camp as well right before this fight, if we're going to fight again. Because at this point, there's no point me going back in with that small amount of health. Now, the best thing about Eve is that she can pretty much go in stealth and get a lot of HP back, which is really nice. Someone like that, where you can just like kind of constantly poke in and out of fights, heal up and come back in, and it's one of the best passives in my opinion. And ever since she got this rework, I really like it. The old Eve felt just like a Q spamming bot, really boring, nothing to it, just spamming Q. Now you actually have to hit a skill shot. Now this is what I'm going to say about Toxic. Now this is fine for me to push this, absolutely fine, but I'm going to get spam pinged anyway. So again, I could have muted this, and I'm recommending to you guys, if you get these guys in your game, you definitely want to mute these guys. Mute the spam pings. All it does is cause a headache, and in the worst case, you will probably respond and try and... Now, I thought he was coming with people. Now, at first I was like, wait, why would he just appear like that? Is someone behind him? So I'm like, okay, well, if this guy's that cocky and that overconfident, I need to kill him. There's no way he should be able to get away with that. And just like that, don't even have to use R. I could just kill him. It's a simple kill. He used his flag, and he's got no escape. Now, as you can see, the Ahri actually reacted pretty badly to how GP is constantly talking. He's extremely negative. He's the classic toxic player. It's something you need to look out for. I mean, don't constantly look out for it, but when you see it, just mute it. You cannot win with these players. You cannot say anything. You cannot do anything. You mute them and move on. It is safe for you. You will not waste time. I cannot tell you the amount of games and time and energy I've wasted on these players. Just do not do it. Over here, we get a nice simple kill. Now, I want to keep going in. Now, this Zaya is just really forcing a bad fight. Just too much area damage from those two. I can't tell. Even Ahri, as you could see, she was standing behind the tower trying to talk to the GP. And this is what I mean by, like, toxic players ruining games just like that. If he wasn't toxic, she wouldn't be responding and things would be a lot better. And I go in for the kill. I know I can kill him. I don't have to wait for the W to go through. And I got a safe escape with my ult as well. So at this point, all you're doing is picking up kills. You're trying to get back into the game, get as strong as possible so you can carry this game. And this is all I'm focused on. I'm confident in myself, and you guys should have this too, where you're constantly confident in your own ability and your own judgment in decisions. Now, this guy decides to walk through in a very risky area, and because I'm really fed at this point, I'm gonna go for it. I don't have to wait for my W, I don't have to do anything. Hit my skill shot Q, and then just constantly spam that. And as you can see, I'm just picking up kills now. Slowly and slowly, it's coming through. Now, that was a little bit risky walking up like that, because he could have just flagged over me. But I actually thought he was going to walk through the wall and then hop over the wall. Because usually most good players wouldn't just use a flag to go into an area where they can walk, right? Because he could just walk into that try. But he can't actually walk through walls, so he can just flag over the wall. Most players would have done that, which is what I was expecting. This is what I mean by you just never know what to expect. You never know which way they're going to go, which kind of makes it exciting. And it's a very reactive game. I'm constantly waiting to see what are they going to do, or where is J4 going to appear, or because predicting them, I mean, they don't even know what they're going to do. How the hell are you going to know what they're going to do? And this is why it's good to play in a kind of reactionary mode. Play the game as logical as possible by taking good farm, taking a good jungle path, and just farming up when you can get the free farm. Now here, I think I take too long with this. I could have left those last few and just TP'd, gone back and gotten ready for this Baron. Dragon. Baron's up 2, you should always be ready for that. When Baron's up and they have a team that can do a lot of damage like they do, pretty much 4 of their players can do a lot of, actually even Brand can do so much damage to that Baron that they have a pretty decent Baron team. And I guess we do too, but we're on the back foot. Even though we've got more kills, the towers that they have, I'm pretty sure, beat us in gold. So at this point, yeah. And now this GP wants to take it. I try to take it, but I don't want to smite it either. As much as I don't really like this GP, I'm not going to try I'm not going to be after small revenge plays. I need to save it in case. Now this guy is going to be hard to kill. Now I want to kill him anyway. I'm going to go for the flash. I feel like I can get that Q, and I do get it. I feel like most players would just walk that way, and that's why I get the Q without vision. Just because I predict his movement, he's going to walk around and walk as safest way, basically the safest way possible, which is the way he went. Now, I don't know how the Ahri missed that charm. Now, GP starts spam pinging. You should never spam ping, no matter what happens. Now, that was a pretty bad miss. Something so obvious like that. Nah pretty much just walked up to her asking to be charmed, but he missed it, so... that's why another game... Okay, I see here, I screw up. Now, that was bad because the timing of my R takes a little bit longer to go off than the Jarvan EQ. And that's why I said early on, this game is full of mess-ups. It could have been cleaner too. Now, he ended up dying anyway, but I should not miss those. Especially when I have to carry. When I'm destined, or not destined, when I'm pretty much relied to carry this game. If I don't carry this game, if I don't get kills the way I'm getting them, the game's over. When you have like 2 losing lanes, and team just being really down on themselves, it's one of those really hard games. And you see this throughout the whole entire game. And I know this is what everyone else goes through. I've seen the bronze games, I've seen silver and gold, I've spectated a few, and it's all the same. The losing team has the most toxicity. Sometimes when you have good teams, and that's usually when you're winning. Apart from that though, it gets pretty bad. It gets pretty dark if you let it get to you, if you pay attention to it. But this is just more of a challenge. I'm glad people are toxic just because I can create more content for you guys as well. So, and then over here I start realizing how much brand damage is doing, and if I didn't actually back out there, I would have just died. Insane how much brand damage can do if you don't kill him quick enough. I mean, this just keeps happening all game. Yeah, so he goes in, and then he obviously spam pings. So if I muted him within like the first 7-8 minutes, which I pretty much knew straight away. Once you see enough of these players, you know exactly what to expect. If I had muted him by now, it would have been a much easier game. But again, I'm going to leave it open, unless you guys don't want to see it. But it's something that it's kind of funny if we're watching it now. But in game, and it will happen to you guys. You're in the heat of the moment, and spam pings happen, and toxicity happens. Now this guy just really just doesn't know. I mean, that sort of shit that I mean, I just don't expect something like that. Why would he eat in like that after I've like W'd him? It just didn't make any sense. But anyway, that's what I mean. Again, I just never know what they're gonna do. That guy's been playing pretty safe the entire game, and then he eats in like that. I just don't understand sometimes. Alright, so they're taking dragons. Unfortunately, we have no vision control. I can't go by myself. I mean, at this point, then she takes this Grom, and she actually resets it. Like, I mean, someone sometimes she's not that toxic. She hasn't been spamming me or anything. But someone like Ahri, if you're gonna be, how do I put this? Like, not only did she lose lane, she wasted a lot of my time, and she's like resetting my camps like that. It's just, to me, it's like you cannot make it any harder for me to carry. It makes the game a lot harder to carry. So try to do what you can for your team without making it hard. And even if you're not carrying, there's gonna be some games where I'm not carrying, but I'll make it easier. Even by like going bot and not pushing the wave or anything like that, you're indirectly helping your team without, I'd say, putting too much effort into it. A bit of thought goes a long way, and you can help your junglers, you can help your team out by just small little things like that. Whether it's freezing a lane, whether it's not taking camps, whether it's helping them to quickly take a camp before you can. Now over here, I want to go for a play. It gets a bit messy. I actually get Bran, so we have to take him out really quickly. Now Bran is actually an amazing team fighter, so Gnar gets a really nice ult here. That is like LCS level ult. I guess we all stood in one area. And if that hadn't killed me, I reckon I could have gotten one or two more kills. So did not expect that, like 3 to 4 man ult. That was a crazy ult. I guess we all stood together. And he pretty much just turned that fight just like that. Like that Gnar had done almost nothing the entire fight, but a game-changing ult like Gnar is it's ridiculous, the amount of damage he did. And he also has his smite, so that Gnar wasn't actually trolling or anything. He just had he was playing jungle last game and he took smite again. That is not a strategy or anything. That's just someone not changing their summoners. But this happens. This happens in every elo. Someone will take the wrong summoner because they just didn't change it in champ select. I've done it plenty of times myself. So this game is getting, as you can tell, it's pretty ugly. We've taken only 1 tower. So again, this is going to happen to you guys. Games are going to get really hard, but if you can just constantly focus on yourself. Okay, let's see if I get this kill here. No, I want to go in, but I'm happy with a flash. Just Ezreal losing his flash. I saw the Jarvan appear too. No way I'm going in for that, especially with no ult at that point. Now this guy forgets how strong I am. I miss a Q, but I'm able to do so much damage, and there's no way I'm going to not risk killing him, so I just instantly ult. My ult is not that important where I have to risk not using it, especially when I can get a guaranteed kill. Now a guaranteed kill on a jungler around after 25 minutes when Baron's up is extremely useful. So over here I'm just going to go all in, and I'm ready to flash for this. And I don't have my Zhonya's up at that point. And with those two together, you know, Ziggs and Brand, if you don't kill them quick enough, they're gonna burst you before you kill them. So that was a downside to that, but worth it in my opinion. A 2-for-1 is always worth. Could we have gotten Baron? Maybe. If this is another thing that's really important in games like this, and that's if your team has to cooperate in a way where your decision has to be synergized. Now, by the way, this guy did not have to TP to this. He could have recalled and just walked it, and then he could have had TP up for Baron had anything happened. So players like this were extremely toxic, and then making bad decisions. Actually, the funny thing is, after this game, I actually reported him because it's very rare that I find someone this aggravating to play with. And I only kept it on because I really want it to be a lesson. I want it to be like something where people are going to see this. And you're gonna know that know that familiar feeling when you have someone like this. I know it's in every single, I'd say a second game at least, you're gonna have someone like this. But this player, I actually reported him at the end and got a notification saying that he was actually penalized for this. So I guess, you know, it's rare that happens. I don't think I've gotten that in a long time, but I actually got it for this game. So everything he's doing is pretty much what deserved the ban, and pretty much. And I'd say my team was pretty patient. Apart from the Ahri couldn't take it too much because he kept, you know, egging her on. But, over there, by the way, we get a nice double charm. That was really nice. Really like that double charm. Only until now can we double charm, because before this EVELYNN charm, it was only 1 charm in the game, and that was Ahri. So I guess this is the point where it gets really interesting too. We wanna fight, and remember, getting a kill on the Jarvan is really important. Now I try for the R, but I'm just out of range. Now I'm still learning this champion, but that range isn't too good. You have to get really close is what I'm trying to get at. You can't just go in at a safe distance and use that R. You have to get pretty close. But sometimes I actually unexpectedly hit those R's. So I'm kind of just testing the limits. That wasn't close enough. If I was close, would have killed him, because I had the it had the symbol just above his face, and you'll see it's like a cross symbol, which pretty much means your R is going to kill them. It's an execute. Now over here, I just decided to push this. I really want that level 16. Most champions level 16 means you get level 3 ult, and level 3 ults are always, I guess, the highest point you can be in the game. I mean, ultimates, highest level ultimate, always going to be the best, so it's definitely an important level, which is why I took the risk of the farm. Otherwise, probably wouldn't have taken that risk. If it was just level 13 or 14, wouldn't have taken it. Now here I really want to get in. Now they've pinked, so no matter what I do, I have to go in no matter what. This is really bad by me, by the way, guys. This is something where I lose focus for a few seconds. I assume everyone's going in when I ping, and nothing happens. I guess I was waiting for Rakan. I should have looked at him. I just assumed way too much. And a lot of people, especially once you're in Plat and Diamond, they'll ping you back. So I kind of have this trust feeling where I'll go in. I've pinged a few times. If they don't want me to go in, they'll just spam ping me back. But nothing happened. I kind of just walked in. I didn't press all my abilities that I should have. I could have pressed at least R and Zhonya's. But once I got a stun, I don't even know what stunned me. That's it. Just a loss of concentration, just like that. You have 18 kills, 18-4, and you just do something stupid like that. Luckily, this game is able to keep going. And there's way more to learn from this. And this is why I keep reminding you guys that this is as realistic as possible as I could get it. It's not a perfect game. There's no, 30-0 and I get 3 pentas. This is messy. This is, again, even then, small things like that where Brand is able to just to flash. I mean, there's so many, look at all these kills. I want to kill them all, honestly. I'm just not able to. Just try and... I really want to make it really easy like that. Do I get these kills? But that's all it takes. You just got to keep securing those kills. These are not, I wouldn't even say these are KSs. I know when I'm KSing. Stuff like that. So over here I get another kill. Just constantly securing those kills. Got to secure those kills. And once you can get it, once with all the kills you get and just carrying, I am still trying to do as much damage. I'm not just purposely KSing and trying to take the kills. Most of my damage is pretty much coming from me. And I guess that's the best way to carry in most of these games, especially in the lower elos, bronze to gold. Now, they also try making cores, which I don't understand. It's just not a good idea to go for cores, especially with that big wave bottom, Jarvan up, and someone like Ziggs. Ziggs has a crazy amount of objective control. When you're doing a Baron against the Ziggs, there is so much threat for him to take that Baron that it's just not worth in most cases to do it, unless you're 100% certain you can secure it. Even though you could say, oh, it's 5 versus 3. Come on, the 2 of them are dead. When you have someone like Ziggs and Jarvan, who's extremely good at taking Barons, I mean, he can definitely come in there and steal it. He's got a great gap closer. Ziggs, again, great Baron control, great objective control in general. There's almost, it makes very risky calls. So I don't trust their calls. So I tell them to ping them back, and I just don't go towards a Baron. And that's something you guys have to realize too. Just because even if all 4 of them want to make that decision, you have to tell them not to. And if they still got to do it, then I would I guess recommend that you go with them. At the end of the day, if it's a bad call, but if the whole team commits, you have to commit as well. But if you can make 1 or 2 people not commit, usually the rest don't go. It's one of those tricky things in solo queue when you're trying to communicate and pretty much lead the team to victory. It can be quite a difficult task. It can pretty much be the toughest task in the game. Now these engages, getting a lot of practice with Eve with this game. I kind of want to just scare her off. I scare the Ezreal off. Usually when you W like that, they just start running, so sometimes I just use that as a way to back them off. And I don't want them to engage on us. I don't want them to completely go in. I want to wait for a secure kill. So this time I put it on Ziggs, and I actually can't remember this. We'll see what happens. Again, if I can just get close enough, I don't really care at this point. I'm just going to flash and kill him. Now, I know he has Guardian, but even if Ziggs wants to come, I'm going to kill him too, so there you go. End up getting the kill. This is perfect fight. We've already killed 1. They actually killed Jarvan as well, and get a double kill. Now, I'm pinging this guy. I'm coming. Now, he's actually hitting everything, and I predict he's going to use over the wall, so I'm just going to go to the other side, and there he is. And damn, I missed the Q anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm so fed. Now, here's where I spam ping. But they don't want to take it, and that's fine. This is where you have to kind of like decide as a team. Like this is the easiest Baron to take, but if they don't want to take it, so then Ahri's on her way. So I'm like, okay, I'm going for it. Let's just go it. Let's just do it because I mean they're all dead. We might as well try. And I do a lot of consistent damage. That's something I never realized with Eve, but she does a lot of consistent damage. And it's just so much damage over time with a Q where you can just constantly spam. Great damage dealer, and even then you can see the attitude of the GP doesn't want to help, which is fine. I guess it was safe after all. I could have actually taken that with maybe me and just Rakan. Would have been tough, but I actually have more damage than what I thought I did. So maybe that was my lack of judgment, but he definitely could have helped. And then taking the farm afterwards, especially when he's gonna die. He's gonna die anyway. So yeah, it's got something you gotta keep your mental up. Sometimes you gotta learn as you play too. But yeah, this is something where I'd say mechanically I'm not even playing this champion that well, making a lot of small mistakes. Now I see him EQ, so I'm just going in for this. I want to wait around, and then I hit the Q, wait for the charm, because he's already used EQ, and then I don't want to risk it. And then I think I kind of ult, and I kind of want to kill that Ziggs, but I have to watch out too. I don't know who's around now here. If I could have actually Zonya'd. I do die here, but I actually feel like I could have survived. I don't know. That Brand actually waits a long time to throw that Q. I'm constantly trying to dodge, and he actually waits a long time. So good on that Brand. Do not expect someone at that level to, I mean at silver, to hold onto the Q like that. That was really good. That's pretty much what caused me to die, because I kept zigzagging. When you zigzag, you kind of lose distance. And that slow with the Rylai's just makes it impossible to run. Yeah, I honestly thought I was safe for a very long time until the end. Again, like I said this before, you never know what to expect in these games. Sometimes they do some crazy stuff, like the way he was able to just use his abilities and wait right until the end to hit my Q. Guaranteed Q was really good by the Brand. Did not expect that. And then, so this game is, again, a small little throw there, but it was still a 1-for-1 from me, so not the worst. Rakan ends up dying as well. I think it was a good opportunity to start a fight. Had I Zonya'd and survived, we could have actually probably gone better. So definitely part of that death was my fault. Part of that loss for the team was definitely my fault, which is also something where no matter how many games, I think I finished with like 30 kills. Even with like all the kills, even with like the least amount of deaths, even with all the damage, the most damage in the game, even with the most kill participation, even with taking the most objectives, you can still improve, especially in games like this, because it's so messy, and there is just so much to improve. Kind of waiting for this. Now he keeps getting these stuns, so this time I'm able to R. The second I'm not stunned, I'm smashing that R, so she's got a really good escape, something I really like about Eve. I kind of want to get the kill, but I don't want to get too close, because there's three of the enemy teams right there. And I need to heal at this point. I need to go back in though. Definitely looking to go back in. Even if you don't have ult, I have Zonya'd, and I do a lot of damage. So I'm ready to go back in. And I'm full build at this point too. Once you're at full build, you should definitely look to make plays. There is not a better time to make plays than when you are full build. Especially when you're full build before everybody else. You need to take initiative. This guy's gone in. Now, Ahri actually pretty much kills him on her own, but I'm just going to guarantee this kill. And I don't even hit my Q. It's the Luden's. It's the Luden's proc from my jungle item, which is, you know, pretty funny. Now, this is where we need my team. This is actually an Elder. This guy actually puts ult on the Jarvan. And so, I thought I hit my Q through the wall. Didn't actually hit. At this point, I just need an insta ult. I do not want to get risk getting hit by that Brand Q. And because he's Brand and he misses his Q, then I can just go in and finish him off. Brand's Q could actually, if he hit me with that Q at any point, it would have been over. I would have died, and me dying with an Elder Dragon up is not safe. But things work out. After learning a few times through this game, I think I threw at least once or twice. And that will happen again. This is going to happen in your games. You're going to make some pretty bad mistakes. You can always recover from them, especially in these games. Just keep that mental. Now, at this point, I think we're getting close to a win here. It's getting tough. I definitely want to just get damage on this tower. Yeah, these are the things that can cause throws, but fortunately, we're actually able to do a lot here. I want to go back in, but I also want to wait for my stealth, because once I'm in stealth, I'm going to get a lot of health back. And I end up getting hit by the Q. Out of all the plays, he actually hits me while in Viz. And as you can see, look at my health go back up. It's going out at 50 to 100 a second. And then once that happens, we get the charm. I'm able to get out with my R. again, I'm getting used to that. Okay, so I had to Zonya there. That's would have been killed by Ziggs. Now, it doesn't really matter at this point. They're doing way too much damage to us. Now, Ahri does actually really well here. Now, even though I did talk about her early on as a kind of a liability, you know, dying to Ziggs, you know, early game, getting killed by Jarvan every single time I wanted to come in and help her. She was pretty much dead. But she actually does really well there, so that's really good. And she kind of gets fed up with this. So as you can see, those two are being toxic too. The GP and Ahri, constantly toxic. But that's going to happen. So I guess I could ask if you guys wanted to see the chat or not. I could take it off, but from what I've seen, a lot of people leave their chat on. So if this is the closest thing, I personally would recommend turning it off ASAP. As soon as you see the small signs, when someone says something to you like what this GP is saying in chat, there is nothing to learn. There's no communication going on. It's purely toxicity. It's purely trying to put someone down. So definitely want to ignore that, move on. And definitely if you're here to play and learn, then it just doesn't help you. Now, the only argument I'd have for muting him is that you could want to know, you know, if the top laner has flash. So that's something really realistic. But as you've noticed this game, I actually haven't even said that. And I mean, he's even taking red from Xayah. I mean, he's doing all he can to just disrupt the harmony of this team. And I don't think Xayah has even said anything to the gangplank. I try to kill this Ziggs, and he's really good with the satchels. Because I miss a few abilities, actually, I think I miss a Q. I'm punished for that. If I had hit everything, he would have been dead. And again, I didn't expect him to keep walking forward. I just, half the time, I don't know what to expect from players. I don't know if they're going to keep walking, can't predict their movement. Even here, I'm trying to predict. I'm thinking one of them is going to come through here. And maybe I can catch them out, but they're just not walking through here. So I'm just going to take this. Baron's coming up at this time too, so I mean, at this point as well in games, objectives like this are pretty damn important. If you can get these, you can definitely win the game off it. Now, the risk is, of course, they have a Ziggs and the Jarvan. Rakan's actually able to pick out the Ziggs. I don't know where this Ziggs gone. Like, do you see that movement? That was such a random movement. It just boggles my mind. I don't know what the fuck is going on sometimes. I don't know why he was moving like that. Was he misclicking? Did he have a mouse spasm? Was he trying to escape like the Rakan by going backwards? Which makes everything harder to hit, but so at this point I'm watching for that Jarvan. As long as he's not close, this is guaranteed. I don't even have to, because I don't have smite at this point. So I had to definitely watch out. As long as Jarvan's not there, if I can kill him, then it's much safer than trying to take that Baron really quickly. So at this point I'm really fed, really strong. I can definitely one-shot people. But I've got to watch out. Now my team's pinging me back because it's just me and Rakan, but I have a good escape with my ult, and I have Zhonya's, and it'd be really risky for them to go in without seeing the rest of my team. Now here I'm just kind of standing around. Because I've got invis, I can just proc the Baron passive on the minions. Now he goes in, I don't know what he's thinking. And then the Jarvan goes in too. I don't know why he would go for me either. Now I want to position myself getting ready for the next kills. And that's it. That's all it took. Just like that, the Ezreal going in like that, he's been playing safe this entire game. I think he's done that twice. And that last E that he went in with, that was it. That's all it took, was an Ezreal to do a stupid E right there when I'm coming in. And that was it. We took advantage of it, and then I was able to ult back into the team Zhonya so I can get ready for the next fight, and that's it. Just like that. And that's it. This is going to happen. You're going to get games like this where it gets really hard. You need to just trust in yourself, trust in your ability. Focus on all the small things and just try to carry. Now we'll go to the screen with all the damage. That was a tough game, dude. I was like breaking out in sweat too. So I did the most damage, which is what I thought. I mean, but I haven't played Eve enough to know how much impact I have, and that's it. Got full honors, and that's all it took, man. So try this out. I put the build up early on. You got the cheat sheet. You got high in-depth quality content. If there's anything I need to talk about, I've kind of talked about a lot and rambled on about a lot. But if there's anything you guys need, just let me know in the comments below and I'll answer it as soon as possible. So I'll see you guys in the next video.